Hello, my history explorers. In the previous video, we talked about Vladimir the Great. In this video, we will talk about one of his sons, who later also became a great prince of Kievan Rus. Can you guess who that is? Let's hop into a time machine and zip back to the 10th century, where a boy named Yaroslav popped into the world around 978. His dad? Vladimir the Great, a guy who was less about family picnics and more about conquering lands and collecting wives like they were rare stamps. Yaroslav's mom, Ragneda of Polotsk, had her hands full with a sibling crowd so big it could have doubled as a small army. Little Yaroslav probably scratched his name on his soup bowl just to make sure no one swiped it in the chaos. Yaroslav grew up in a wild time when his dad decided Norse gods were last season's trend and switched the whole family to Christianity. Vladimir was too busy dunking the nation in baptismal water to teach his kids how to share toys or thrones. By 1010, Yaroslav landed the gig of ruling Novgorod, a city packed with rich merchants who thought they were the real bosses. Picture him trying to herd cats who all think they're the head cat. That was Yaroslav's life as a young ruler. Things took a dark turn in 1015 when Vladimir kicked the bucket. The family turned into a medieval soap opera faster than you can say heir to the throne. Enter Yaroslav's half-brother, Svyatopolk I, aka the Accursed. Red flag, anyone? Who decided the best way to claim Kiev was to knock off two of their brothers. Yaroslav wasn't about to let that slide. With his Novgorod crew and some Viking mercenaries, Varangians, on speed dial, he took down Svyatopolk in 1019. Strutting into Kiev, he probably gave his brother a smug, "Nice try, but this throne's got my name on it." As Grand Prince of Kiev, Yaroslav went big. He built St. Sophia Cathedral, a masterpiece so stunning that Byzantine architects likely grumbled, "This guy wants gold domes on what budget?" He also rolled out the Ruskaya Pravda, the first legal code of Rus, to settle petty fights like, "My neighbor borrows my goat and denies it." Smart move, Yaroslav. But it wasn't all cathedrals and laws. Yaroslav was juggling a massive family too. Wife number 1, a mystery woman history forgot, gave him a son, Ilya. Then came Ingigerd Olafsdotter, a Swedish princess who delivered 6 sons and 4 or 5 daughters. Family dinners must have been a riot. Imagine Yaroslav yelling, "Who flung porridge at their brother this time?" Yaroslav wasn't just a ruler, he was a matchmaking wizard. He shipped his daughters off to royal husbands across Europe. Anne scored the French crown. Elizabeth nabbed Harold III of Norway, and Anastasia hitched her wagon to Andrew I of Hungary. Kiev became the hotspot of medieval diplomacy, and Yaroslav probably winked at his girls, saying, "You're not just my princesses, you're my VIP passes to Europe." Not every idea was a winner. In 1043, Yaroslav sent his son Vladimir to flex some muscle in Constantinople, maybe to demand cash or just show off. Spoiler, it flopped. A storm trashed their ships, and Byzantine Greek fire finished the job. They limped home empty-handed, and Yaroslav likely shrugged, "Well, son, at least you got a free boat ride out of it." Yaroslav checked out in 1054, leaving behind a thriving Kiev, a solid legal code, and a family so lively he probably wished for extra hands to wrangle them. But splitting the empire among his sons? That was like handing them a lit firecracker. Cue the civil wars later. If he'd seen it coming, he might have scribbled in his will, "Kids, don't fight over the leftovers." But what exactly happened? Unfortunately, after Yaroslav I kicked the bucket, the power of Kievan Rus started to go downhill. The clans and local lords in the area began to flex their muscles, contributing to the fragmentation of the kingdom. Moreover, the succession issue became a real mess as the brothers constantly bickered and fought over who got to wear the crown. From these feuds sprang up conflicts and divisions among the major cities. This led to the formation of the Republic of Novgorod and the Principality of Polotsk, both of which couldn't stand each other. In the north, the Slavs started carving out their own territories, laying the groundwork for the Grand Duchy of Moscow later on. Another principality that popped up during this time was the Principality of Vladimir Suzdal. It's true what they say, the father builds, the sons destroy. Yaroslav must be rolling in his grave. All this hatred and division created a politically unstable situation in the region, causing the once mighty Kievan Rus to slowly crumble. When the Mongols crashed the party in the 13th century, invading Kievan Rus, the principality officially bit the dust. Yaroslav the Wise remains a legend of Kievan Rus. He built the cultural and political bedrock of ancient Russia. So, if you ever gawk at St. Sophia Cathedral in Kiev, tip your hat to the guy who was wise, patient, and probably a pro at tuning out his rowdy kids. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on more wild history tales. Catch you later.